The Israeli army has announced that it plans to end the second phase of the war, that is the ground operation in Gaza, and enter the third phase. Israel's TV channel reported that the army is preparing for the start of the third phase of the war in the Gaza Strip in the next few weeks, which includes the end of ground operations in Gaza, the continuation of airstrikes, the end of the mobilization of reserve forces, and the creation of a buffer zone on the borders of Gaza. The army of this regime has announced the ground withdrawal of its forces from Gaza, as Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, at the beginning of the ground operation, had emphasized that this operation would last until the achievement of the three goals of destroying Hamas, returning Israeli prisoners and guaranteeing that Gaza will not be a threat to Israel to be continued. Although the army statement did not mention the reasons for this decision, the Hebrew newspaper Haaretz wrote that the economic pressure of calling up hundreds of thousands of reservists, as well as intensifying the pressure of Israeli families, was the main reason for this decision. Heavy casualties of Golani Brigade in Gaza. Before the news of the end of Israel's ground operations in Gaza, news sources reported the withdrawal of the Golani Brigade, which is considered one of the most elite forces of this regime's army, from Gaza. According to informed sources, the heavy casualties of the Golani Brigade, especially in the Shujaiya neighborhood of Gaza,
سهلنا يا رب يا رب ما ضيعنا تعب ترميش إلا لما نعيش أوكي
have been cited as one of the main reasons for the withdrawal of these forces. Economic pressures caused by ground operations. By giving a like and subscribing the channel, you are helping an independent analytical media to continue its journey. Israeli political analyst Amos Harel, in Haaretz, pointing out that there is a big gap between the statements of politicians in Tel Aviv and the reality of Gaza, which cannot be bridged, wrote that heavy economic pressures have made it difficult for Tel Aviv to prolong the ground war. Therefore, Tel Aviv has been forced to release his reserve soldiers and temporarily create a buffer zone in Gaza to create security. Failure to achieve the goal of dismantling Hamas tunnels. Harel also pointed to the failure to achieve one of the most important military goals of the ground attack, that is dismantling the tunnels in Gaza, and wrote that the strong resistance of Hamas and the high casualties of the Israeli army have made the realization of this goal impossible. According to informed sources, during this period, Israeli soldiers were only able to enter a very limited number of these tunnels, which did not achieve much and shows that Israel had almost no information in this field.